1826 was the year in which the Winged Victory was discovered in Brescia, and it was also the year in which the great statesman Zanardelli was born. It was a year, too, in which, with a strong devotional upsurge, the relic of the Holy Cross was worshipped in the Church of St. Faustinus on the occasion of the Jubilee. The result of that event is the exquisite neoclassical altar that today occupies the first chapel of the right aisle, the work of the zeal, but above all the profusion of personal wealth, of the parish priest Giovanni Battista Lurani Cernuschi, who today looks down on us benevolently from the intercolumnium near the presbytery. It was he who looked after this community for 65 years, who allowed the altar to be built. The relic of the Holy Cross was originally the property of the nuns of Santa Giulia, who, following the suppression of their monastery, gave it into the temporary custody of the cathedral chapter. Inspired by the profusion of faith and devotional affection expressed by his community during the celebration of the Jubilee, the good provost could not but ask his uncle, Bishop Nava, to be entrusted with the custody of the relic of the Holy Cross in the Church of St. Faustinus. And so this was achieved in 1828, when the relic was placed with a beautiful procession in the new altar. The new reliquary, enclosed by a double grating with plant motifs, is made and is part of the altar itself. Carrara marble, pink breccia and gold make it a sober and elegant work, a fine representation of the neoclassical style. However, the presence of the cross, a life-giving sign of true faith, is not limited to the altar of the Holy Cross. The chapel at the head of the left nave is dedicated to the crucifix. The frescoes, enclosed within illusionistic architecture, tell the stories of the Passion and are consistent with the major renovation works of the 1600s. The sober structure of the altar finds its rhythm in the black and white marble alternation. The large wooden crucifix in the center of the altarpiece was made by a Brescian workshop master in the 17th century, but actually follows earlier models. The only exception to formal symmetry is the flapping of the loincloth. The placement of a large crucifix above the holy arch or above the altar was a common practice as early as the 13th century, and this was probably the role played by the large wooden crucifix we can see today at the side of the presbytery. The work of an anonymous Lombard workshop master from the 14th century, made with skillful technical skill, but above all, with a strong emotional rendering. The squinted eyes, the visible signs of the Passion, recount the deep and intense devotion of the faithful to the sorrowful humanity of Christ.